Hey Collective, this is an all signs reading for the weekend of September 28th. So today is Friday the 28th, and I just wanted to do a check in with Archangel Michael and Archangel Sandalphon about the energies of this weekend for anyone who's watching. And so, because I am making it so general about who this message is for, I'm just going to ask right now for some really clear messages to describe you, the person who's watching this video. So, first out to describe you, viewer, is Tiger's Eye. And so, you could be a Gemini, a Virgo, somebody honestly who is bipolar, or somebody who is just really overthinking something, or could just be described as a person who's up in their head a lot with worries. So let me do these cards one more time and see if there is anyone else who's watching that needs to be described. Spirit, will you please let me know if there is anything else you need to tell me about the viewers watching? So you have Serpentine here, and so person watching, you could be currently experiencing a Kundalini awakening, or you could just be somebody who is needing a fresh start at this time, or possibly anyone who's really feeling like you really just need to get away from your house or where you're currently staying, like a mini vacation or something like that. So I'm going to put these back. And so for you that I just described, I think, what did I say? Virgo, Gemini, someone going through a Kundalini awakening. And I said some other things there too. Let's see what kind of energy you will be in for this coming weekend. Okay, so viewer, you could be thinking about forgiving someone. And I see that this weekend it could be a time to forgive someone. So it describes the person who hurt you most. So whatever it is that any of you are perseverating on, who were resonating with the first portion of this video, it just looks like some healing is possibly coming into your life this weekend, or the opportunity for healing, and also healing for the other person that you're dealing with, because even though they might not be asking for it, forgiveness is always healing for both parties. So just this weekend, there's a real opportunity for release here. And it also says there may be a need to forgive yourself. So oftentimes when we're dealing with something that big, right, our deepest traumas, thinking about the person who hurt us most, sometimes, well, most of the time, there is a certain level of self-forgiveness that we need to do also. You know, whether it's that we perceived we put ourselves in that situation, and the key there being perceived, that doesn't mean that you did, or whatever the case may be. So if you are just having a hard time accepting yourself lately and the good you're doing in the world, maybe there's just something in you that you need to forgive to move forward with this good and light work that you're doing, viewer. And with that also came out this card of Bloodstone, and so this is just confirming that this is going to be some really important spiritual work that you are beginning this weekend, or really diving into if you've already been doing this work. So there also may be some physical healing that you need to do, viewer, this weekend. So if you're feeling just really tired, or you're getting over some kind of, I don't know, just physical discomfort, just really allow yourself to rest and recuperate this weekend. And that's another thing that can cause people to be down on themselves or be hard on themselves. Like, some people might be thinking this is the last, few weeks of summer, and there's just like some things I need to finish up, and I don't like to feel lazy. It makes me feel lazy when I sleep or when I rest, but everybody has to do that. So just this weekend, just really be there for yourself. And if that's what you need to do, just go ahead and let yourself do that. So, Spirit, are there any other messages for the viewers watching this video for this weekend of September 28th that you would like them to know? Okay, so we have black tourmaline, carnelian, and hiddenite. So right off the bat here, it does look like if you are feeling really surrounded by this energy, you know, this like heavy spiritual energy, and really reminiscing, and I shouldn't even say reminiscing, if you're just thinking a lot about a past situation that is over now, and just thinking about any regrets that you have, or if you're holding grudges against that person, and that, I mean that like, you know, maybe not even outwardly, maybe you're just like, I feel like I've come to the end point of just how transformed I can feel in this. If you're feeling that way, then maybe it's time to do some kind of cleansing work on your aura, or some kind of clearing or cleansing on your space. I'm especially sensing like where you sleep. And so if you have a black tourmaline, or you're interested in buying one, that is a really good one to just take any negativity out of your space. And it takes that on itself and like stores it inside the crystal, and it also gives off positive ions. So it's just really important, if you're going to use that one, to remember to cleanse it and recharge it too. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to just put it in a little bowl of salt overnight, or to put it outside in the sun. And there's other ways too, but just an important one to remember if you use that one, but it's also really effective. So it might be something that you would want to consider. And then carnelian also speaks to me of protection as well, especially because they're showing this red carnelian here. There's other kinds of carnelian agates, but this one in particular is extremely protective. And just really imbued with fiery energy. So this did come out in reverse. So it says like you might be feeling understimulated. So if you're feeling abnormally tired and there really isn't a reason, then that might be something that you want to look into, or get some tools to clear or cleanse that off of you. So I don't always suggest that people need to get crystals, or need to get the crystals that come out in the reading. But, you know, if you are dealing with some of those sorts of things, or, you know, feel like you might need something taken off, then in that case, you might want to consider buying some kind of spiritual tool that could help you with that. Just having these two, black tourmaline and carnelian, come out together, that's kind of what it's saying to me. So yeah, your symptoms could be that you're understimulated, or like having trouble getting in touch with your fears, or like feeling blocked in how much further you can go in your shadow work, even though it seems like there's still some things there that need healing. So it says that this stone could help you to get in touch with those fears, and to get acquainted with them, so you can work through them, instead of just being frozen in this kind of fear state, and almost making those fears bigger than they actually really are. And you know, Spirit is saying here to you, viewer, that you are really ready to take on this healing process and this work. And I think that especially this weekend is a good time for it, because I have sensed this in just the general collective consciousness, that this time, like that we're in right now, it started yesterday or the day before, so Wednesday or Thursday, there's kind of this portal that has opened up, and this channel that's really open for people to drop anything that's been weighing on them, or keeping them heavy, or keeping them feeling stuck. And so while I think that many people have done astronomical work clearing this themselves. Um, like spirit is really here to help you, and the universe is here to help you by this being just the right timing. So some things that are capable right now of helping you clear are probably even outside of our consciousness, or like higher than we could really comprehend. And we don't really need to, because it's stuff that we do either in the dream space, or that our higher self is helping us with. And like your higher guides and angels and things like that are helping you. And so this is just, now's the time. The conditions are perfect, and there is still free will involved in this for you dropping those things. But if you're just have been feeling like, oh my God, like what else, could I do? It just seems like, just keeps going with this shadow work. Well, I see that this weekend is going to be really powerful and mind shifting about this process. And normally, in readings like this, probably psychics or readers wouldn't, give you such a concrete timeline. But I really do feel that if you're still watching this and really resonating with this, then this weekend, some things that I couldn't exactly predict because they would be so specific to you about what you might see, but I think that you will see them this weekend. That's just going to be able to let you know that this karmic cycle or this process is coming to an end, where you can just fully embrace this new being that you've been working on becoming by healing these old ways of being. So you're not exactly abandoning, that person that you were, or these traumas or whatever. Like, I really see this as being like the true time for this healing to really begin in this cosmic and mind-blowing way. And so with this very last one here, it's interesting that it says something about French existentialists, just because I have been getting just some like intuitive messages or some clairaudient messages about French and France lately. And to me, it feels like an older energy, like the 1800s. But the way this is phrased with French existentialists, it's just giving me like a more modern vibe. And then it does say future trippers and bad romantics. So maybe some of the reason that this like channel for healing these like ancestral bloodline type things, and when I say type things, I am meaning what you're thinking, and like bloodline curses and stuff. And I'm not trying to give that a lot of play here, but I mean, those things exist, and you encounter them in the spiritual community sometimes. And if you don't directly, you've probably certainly heard other people talking about it. And there is like a lot of panic and fear in the collective about that at times. So the reason this time is feeling so like, well, that the portal's opening period, and two, everybody I think can resonate with that it's just felt like kind of timeline shifting lately. And by that, I mean that sometimes you're just really thinking about a certain time, like today I just felt like it was 2008, and I was thinking about, how the economy crashed that time. Or like I said about the French thing, like in a video I did the other day, I was talking about the vibe being like very of like pirate times, and I actually like channeled 1790. So for whatever reason, there's just some older timelines opening up, and possibly I'm predicting that those timelines opening up is where like the universe can accept back some of those energies. So, when we talk about paranormal stuff or ghosts or spirits and all the other names for what's going on around us that is unseen, sometimes they are, kind of like a movie depicts them, like, an old pirate ghost. I'm not saying that's what I was channeling the other day, but just for example, I mean, sometimes those things really are out, in our timeline for whatever reason. And so this weekend just is, it's like the gates are opening to take back whatever those things are. I mean, I can't say what every experience is. Like, is that a ghost? Is that a spirit? Is that a past loved one in a general reading? But I do know that a lot of people are experiencing this. And so we don't have to speak in such general terms about it, I guess. It's just that a lot of timelines are opening up, and this is a cosmic portal of healing that we're about to go into. And I'm sure that it will last longer than this weekend, but I think that a lot of you watching, if not all of you, will experience some pretty mystical things. And then it's up to you whether you contemplate that and really have that conversation with spirit, because that's what's going on for you. That's why you're receiving those signs. That's why you're seeing those things, is because spirit is trying to have a conversation with you about your consciousness and what all these things really are in your context, from your view, and for your sole purpose. So if you choose to be open and aware of those things this weekend, I think that it's a really probable time for you to experience that. So everybody who made it to the end, I really appreciate you watching. My information is in the description box below, and you can get a personal reading there. And I also have a blog where I talk about other interesting things, so you might want to check it out. And if you haven't, please like the video if this resonated for you, and subscribe so you can see more, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.